Okay, the next one we're gonna be discussing about is, well, not very like specific to like a series or like a game, but just like in general, but still is gonna have like a huge like technically like impact, I would say, as like, you know, some foreshadowing is through this. There's a new Steam policy that forces developers to be more transparent and prompt with their Season Pass DLC content moving forward. What does that mean? What the fuck are they talking about? Are they like jacking up the prices for Season Passes or something like that to the unaware like eye? No, not really. The Khaiza's gonna explain it, right? So there was like a policy update, which is this, right? Season Pass. A Season Pass is a pack of current or future content DLC that customers can buy with a single purchase. All of the DLC included in a single pass and each DLC's release timing will be displayed on the Season Pass store page. A Season Pass is a pack of current or future content DLC that customers can buy with a single purchase. To give you like a good example of that, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. One of my anticipated games, for example, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and every fighting game, I think since Street Fighter 5, I would say. Fighting game companies have been in the practice of adding DLC content, which is called Season Passes, and we read that. And what it translates to like a fighting game is a roadmap content where, let's say you buy the Season Pass and you get DLC character 1. That DLC character is going to be scheduled for summer of 2025. Another character like Ken from Street Fighter 6 is going to be also scheduled in summer 2025. DLC character 3 is going to be scheduled for fall 2024. Chun-Li is going to be coming in winter 2025 and the list goes on. This is like a known example of a Season Pass content with another example would be Tekken. Tekken also has a DLC pass. Year 1 character pass, where the Year 1 character pass will have 4 characters for Tekken. Each character is revealed over time. Tekken is very sensitive about what character gets announced with what, so they have a specific time and place to do that. First character that was announced was Eddie, then Lydia, and then Heihachi, and we have one more character that we do not know of as of yet. Might be announced at Tekken World Tour. That's what I'm like prophesizing. So to put it back to what was it here, right? By offering a Season Pass, you are promising future content, right? It's like a commitment you are the companies are going to make on you, the customer, if you are really interested in this update, like future DLC content, downloadable content. You are going to be buying it, and you're going to be buying it because you love like the game before and during. In the process of launching a Season Pass, you will be asked to commit to a launch timing for each content release in the Season Pass. That launch timing is a commitment to both customers and Steam. If you aren't ready to clearly commit about the content included in each DLC and when each DLC will be ready for launch, you shouldn't offer a Season Pass on Steam. Selling a Season Pass has risks. You are promising the release of future content. You have to commit to completing the content on time. Since if customers don't like the content you're releasing on the Season Pass or the timing of that content release, that will be reflected on sales and reviews. What does this ultimately like boil down to in here? That means that companies are now have to sign an agreement for their Season Pass content to say who is going to be announced, who is going to be announced first of all, and when are they really going to be coming and launched to the public, right? A specific character and a specific month. So that means there's like no hiding, no like crazy silhouettes, no crazy shadow characters, or even like unknown variables that the community can like rack their brains around and do fun theory crafts of who's going to be like the last character, right, in said fighting game. This essentially says nah. And this kind of like, you know, reflects on like, you know, fighting games now, that almost every fighting game has like explicitly announced who's going to be in their season pass, right? With the exception of a few a la like Tekken or Killer Instinct, things like that. Companies are totally like fine with it. Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, to name like a few, right? KOF is kind of like in trouble with that, because based on like what we've known for King of Fighters 15 with their crazy like silhouette game, right? And especially like now with Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, I think this like, you know, update policy is going to be like 50-50, right? Yeah, because by doing this, companies now have to like state explicitly, without their consideration of when is the perfect time to announce like said like character, that shit's gonna be gone. That shit's gonna be gone. The surprise or the wow factor of said fighting game character being announced at said event is going to be gone. So on one hand, it's going to be good because like you know what you're going to get in your package when you buy DLC content for your fighting game that you already own. On the other hand, is that you're gonna know what's gonna happen, and you know, let's say like Tekken, for example. Tekken is the perfect good example and the good cause behind the season pass content. I think that's what I'm getting at out of here, because when Heihachi came out, a lot of players were pretty much perturbed and disturbed because they were supposed to get the Heihachi character along with the stage, but players found out that you have to buy a separate purchase for that stage, and that was mostly because of the Tekken and Bandai Namco miscommunication here and there, mostly Bandai Namco's fault. Harada tried to like vouch for the players and gave y'all compensation for that as an apology, right? With like Tekken coins, I think, something like that. Because of that miscommunication, Tekken's online Steam reviews were plummeting down. It was mostly like positive before that Heihachi update, and during that Heihachi update, it was mixed to mostly negative. Because of that, I have to pay an extra $1 because I already bought the game, I already bought the DLC, what more do you want? I thought this was free in the package. So this is why I'm assuming that like this was the cause behind it. It's also like bad because like, let's use the example of like Tekken again. Tekken has been known for like Harada and Michael Murray, for instance, getting up on stage in events like EVO or Tekken World Tour, even to small events, technically small, at events like Combo Breaker or CEO, right? They would get up on stage, tell the fans that we love you so much, and they joke about like their PowerPoint presentations, gonna be 50 slides long, and they announce their next character to, you know, get fan reception and, you know, positive cries out there, you know, that, oh shit, so and so is coming back. You know, I remember people were losing it when Heihachi was announced. It was a very good trailer. If you take away the excitement factor of said mysterious character, and you have to comply with the Steam policy that, oh, like let's say Ogre is going to be coming as the last character. Tekken has to like, you know, comply and say Ogre's going to be coming in like spring 2025, and Harada would be like begrudgingly, like I would assume, upset because he built the event for Tekken World Tour, for instance, and got all like the fan reception and fan cry that like, yeah, Ogre is back. But no, we know what's going to be coming beforehand, and so that gets rid of like the excitement factor, the wow or the surprise factor or of said character. And yeah, that can like sting because yeah, now you know beforehand, and so you're just like waiting. It's like, come on guys, hurry up, I just want to see how the character like looks. So it is both like 50-50. I don't know if I have like an opinion on it because I said like all the logic, right? Because yeah, most fighting games really do like the DLC seasonal pass content, and they flat out say who the characters are going to be in it. Mortal Kombat does that, Street Fighter does that, you know, SNK technically, right? But they always like to keep it like secretive and lucrative and hidden. What other fighting games do they do with like oh, Guilty Gear does that. Guilty Gear readily like announces like who their characters are going to be. So it's not really much of a problem if you can announce who the characters are right away, right away. But if you're a company that likes to build like community hype build up or things like that, it's going to be rough, right? You want to like, you know, gauge your audience and things like that, right? Again, Tekken is like a good example of that. There's also SNK, right? Again, with like the silhouettes. You can't have silhouettes at all, right? With this like DLC like update, because yeah, you just have to like flat out say who's going to be like in the roster, who's going to be like in the list. There goes like all of like, you know, the Shenwu fans that are hoping to get announced at like Shenwu, but that's not going to be possible. But yeah, I think it's like a huge like wave for fighting games like moving forward, especially Tekken and SNK. That now they have to like, you know, say who their characters are going to be instead of just like breadcrumbing you guys for some time.